I used to think that losing weight was impossible, but it's actually pretty easy. Since May 10th, I've lost over 10 pounds of fat and kept on all of my muscle. So what's the secret? It doesn't involve cutting carbs, eating salad all the time, or starving yourself, none of that. Think about the last time that you went on a diet. What happened? For most people, they tend to fail their diets because they set their expectations way too high and also eat an extremely restrictive diet, and they think that's the only way to lose fat, which is just so far from the truth. The truth is, the secret to losing fat has 3 main components. We all know that if we want to lose weight, we gotta change our diet. Simple, right? First thing you need to do is go to caloriecalculator.com to calculate our calorie baseline, or your maintenance calories. Put in your height, your age, your weight, your gender, your activity level. Be sure to be honest with yourself with your activity level. A lot of people tend to overestimate how active they are and overestimate how many calories they burn every day. If you're getting under 5,000 steps every day, that's a sedentary lifestyle, brother. It'll give you a couple other tables, and then how they give you the breakdown of how they calculate it. But all you really need is that top number right there, your maintenance calories. Your maintenance calories is the amount of calories that your body needs to perform its everyday bodily functions, like digestion, circulation, and breathing, and then also your other everyday activities. What this means for us is that if we eat below this number of calories, or also known as eating a calorie deficit, our body is forced to use fuel from within, its first target being our stored fat. To know whether or not we're actually eating in a calorie deficit, you gotta get into the habit of starting to track your food. And all of it. Read the labels of all your foods and measure out the proper portion sizes. I know that it might be tedious, but it's the foolproof way to know how much. It's the foolproof way to figure out how many calories you're actually eating every day. I use MyFitnessPal. It's super simple. You can put in all your goals, your weight, how much protein you want to eat. You can customize everything. It's free. You can pay for it, but you don't really need to pay for it. I don't pay for it. Also, be mindful of calorie sources that you might not be as aware of. So things like condiments, sauces, your drinks, cooking oils like olive oil, all that stuff has calories in it, and it's really easy for those to creep up, and that can be the difference between you being in a calorie surplus versus being in a calorie deficit. Now, obviously, we want to be in that deficit, but we have to be careful, because if we go too deep into a deficit and without the proper calories coming in, we start to run the risk of losing muscle. And hell no! We can combat this by starting with a small deficit, somewhere from 200 to 500 calories below your maintenance, and then also eating a fuck ton of protein.
Yeah, buddy!
As a general rule of thumb, you should try to eat 1 pound of, not a pound of protein. As a general rule of thumb, you should try to eat 1 gram per pound of body weight on your body. So, for example, if you weigh 180 pounds, you should try to eat 180 grams of protein every day. Eating a high protein diet will ensure that your body stores. Dude, why is this so hard? Eating a high protein diet will ensure that your body keeps all the muscle that it has and then forces it to direct its attention towards your stored fat for fuel. As for carbs and fats, we don't have to worry about those as much. However, I will say with fats, I would never recommend to go below 50 or 60 grams of fats every single day, because fats are really important for proper hormone function, but the rest of your calories can be filled with carbs. And no, carbs are not your enemy. Your brain's main energy source is glucose. When you eat carbs, they get broken down into glucose. So you need carbs. So what I'm saying is, eat your carbs. I mentioned earlier that we want to preserve all of our muscle. We want to be jacked and ripped. We don't want to just be a skinny bitch. But eating a fuck ton of protein alone isn't going to do the trick. Working out on a fat loss diet is a non-negotiable, but does being in a calorie deficit mean that we have to change the way that we train? No. The simplest way for me to explain this is that we have to tell our bodies that we need to preserve our muscle, and that it's not allowed to use our muscle for energy. And we do this by not changing a damn thing with our training. Your lift should still be intense. You shouldn't lighten the load and do more volume just because you're in a fat loss phase. That's a recipe for fuck all. Train every major muscle group in your body once, if not twice per week, and train it hard and intense, just as if you were in a bulk. And also ensure that you're recovering properly, which means getting your 8 hours of sleep every night, hydrating throughout the entire day. You may even want to try timing your meals that are heavy on carbs to be pre and post workout. Carbs before your lifts are important because those carbs will be used to fuel that workout. Carbs post workout are important because those will replenish your muscle glycogen stores, which prime them to be repaired and refuel them. Now, What about cardio? Cardio is technically not necessary to lose fat. However, it is a useful tool that you can use to burn some extra calories to put you into a calorie deficit. I do cardio at least 5 times per week. I prefer doing low intensity, steady state cardio over HIIT cardio just because I'm kind of a bitch and I don't want to do all that running and jumping and stuff. After your lift, doing an incline walk for like 20 to 30 minutes can burn anywhere from 150 to 250 calories. That'll help put you into a deficit without having to cut out more food from your diet. But remember, cardio burns calories, not fat. And all that matters to lose fat is being in a calorie deficit, which means cardio by itself isn't necessary to lose fat, but I still recommend doing it at least 3 to 5 days per week. All right, let's take a break there. Whew, that was a lot of information, I know. But I want to assure you that this is something that you can do. Yes, you, the ugly mother I'm pointing at right now. I usually do my cuts during the spring and early summer so I can look better when I go outside because it's summertime, it's nice. And you can do the same. I'm not that much different than you. Me and you, we're both human, we both have our flaws. I know how it feels to be insecure about your weight. When I was younger, I was a little bit pudgier, so I used to like do the whole pulling your shirt thing, make sure nobody can see your rolls. I used to do this thing where like, I read somewhere that if you were able to feel your tendons on the top of your hand, I thought that that meant that you were in shape. So multiple times throughout the day, I'd be feeling the top of my hand to make sure that I wasn't fat. Or I would do this thing where I would like, if you were fat, you wouldn't be able to put your fingers around your wrist, which isn't true. None of those two things I just said were true at all, but I thought they were when I was younger. So all the time, I'm pulling my shirt, I'm doing it because I'm insecure about my weight. And so I've been there before and I know how you feel. And I know that it's overwhelming, but I promise you that you can do this. So far, here's all that we've covered. You gotta be in a calorie deficit, and I showed you how to calculate that for yourself. You gotta track your foods using MyFitnessPal, and you gotta keep training hard. Nothing should change with your training. Now, I did say that there was 3 components to losing fat. In the wise words of some person at some point in history, the best diet is a diet that you will stay to. A diet that you will stick to. We have to set realistic goals for ourselves. That way we don't get frustrated when we don't reach a goal that was never going to happen anyways. But realistic expectations are different for everybody. If you're 30% body fat right now, you're looking to lose 10 pounds of fat, that could happen in 3, 4, 2 weeks. But if you're 15% body fat, you're trying to get down to 10% body fat, that's not as realistic. So how do we know what is realistic for us? A healthy rate of fat loss is to lose about a pound of body weight per week. Use this to gauge your goal. So if your goal is to lose 10 pounds, figure out the date 10 weeks from now, and then start your journey today. Your goal will be to lose a pound a week for those entire 10 weeks. So that way by whatever 10 weeks from today is, August 31st, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Say by August 31st, I will lose 10 pounds. That's realistic. Whatever limiting beliefs that you have in your head about not being able to lose weight, whatever limiting beliefs that you have about not being able to get ripped or jacked or lose weight, whatever, just get them out of your head right now. I've been working at this process for years through learning in school. I go to college, I got my personal training certification, and then also through trial and error with myself. I've been working out, going through cuts and bulks and trying out different training styles for the last 4 or 5 years now. I've been helping other people do it. I've been kind of doing it all. I've been all over the place with it, and I have a lot of experience with it now. But you're not gonna get jacked overnight. Just like I didn't get big, I didn't grow muscle, and I didn't lose the fat overnight. But what you can do overnight is change your habits and your mindset. You can get rid of all your junk food right now and go buy all whole food and replace it. You can create a workout routine that perfectly fits your schedule so that way you can stay accountable to your workout routine. I actually already made a video about that, so you can go check that out to make your own custom workout routine. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that the pain of staying the same is going to be greater than the pain of changing. Following this outline won't just help you lose weight, it'll help you gain your confidence back, have more energy throughout the day, and potentially be the switch to get your life back on track again. Some of you may still be scared and confused and skeptical about losing weight and getting ripped, and I'm leaving all of this information in your hands, but there's another option for you. I recently started an online coaching program where I help clients build muscle and lose weight at the same time. I've already had a couple clients running it for the last month, and every client has at least lost 5 pounds, and I have a client that's on pace to lose 10 pounds in the first month, which is crazy. They've been so successful because I have hand custom made their own workout plans, their diets. I give them grocery protocols, We do weekly one-on-one calls to ensure that they're actually hitting their goals, and I hold them accountable. There's a group chat where I send weekly motivation to keep everybody in the groove and make sure everybody's doing the things that they're supposed to do. Basically, I hold their hands the entire time and I do all the work up front for them. So basically all they have to do is just execute. It makes the process so much easier, and it's impossible to up, honestly. So if you're ready to change your life and to finally look better and to feel amazing again, there will be a link in the description that you can fill out to get you on the team and to finally get you back in shape again. But from this video, you have all the tools that you need to get jacked. It's just a matter of if you actually implement it or not. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Back of the YouTube grind. Feels good to be back. So yeah, man, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll respond to all the comments in the videos. And until next time, catch you on the next one. Peace and love.